Next, I'm going to bring down, and then I'm going to repeat. 50 cannot go into 0, so I'll put 0 up here. 50, again, multiply, subtract, and there's nothing left. And so H equals 10. I'm so sorry about that. That's the way that would have looked. So when 1 times 50 is 50, subtract out, bring down. Still 50 goes into 0 0 times. 0 times 50 is 0, and then subtract out at 0. And I did that just so that you could see the whole process of the long division. And then your quotient is 10. So here, my height is 10 centimeters. And then the last one, it's 80. So for here, for number 6, volume equals length times width times height. Make sure that you're doing this on every problem. So I have 80 equals, here's my length and my width. Well, do I have to do any type of work? Because what do I know? Oh, this is how tall. So I know that this is 4 and a 4. So 4 times 4 equals 16 times my height. All right. So I'm going to bring this down height. I need to move my 16 over to the other side. In order to do that, I need to do 16 divided by 16 equals 1. Cross that out. And here I'm going to have 80 divided by 16 is going to equal my height. All right, let's do the long division. And let's see how tall this rectangular prism is going to be. 16 goes into 80. How many times? Well, this one I already know. I have to do all my multiplication. 16 times 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. 16 times 3 equals 3 times 6 is 18. Carry my 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. I still have some room to grow. So next I'm going to do 16 times 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry my 2. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. Still have more room to go. 16 times 5. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. Oops, there you go. Magic number. So the answer is 5. So this side here, that makes it 80, and it's 0 and nothing to bring down. So this side here, this height is going to be 5 inches, and that's the unit of measure, so we know exactly what it's going to be. All right. Now, leave me a message if there was any problems that you had on these. I'm trying to adjust here. Okay, hold on. Trying to see what's wrong with the sheet. Can't quite figure that out. Okay, I'll bring it here, and then I'll have to adjust later because this thing is not adjusting. It's different. All right, so now let's look at number 7. Number 7, sorry about that. Number 7 reads that at the community center, athletic gear is stored in a large locker. That's realistic, right? Now, the locker floor is 10 feet by 9 feet. What are they talking about here? They're talking about the floor, the surface. So this is going to be the base area. So it's 10 feet by 9 feet. And the height of the locker is 8 feet. How much space is in the locker? So how much space is how much is in there? Again, I'm going to have my volume, how much can fit inside, equals length times width times height. Here I'm going to be looking for the volume. So I know that circle my 10, underline my feet. So it's 10 times circle my 9, underline my feet, my unit of measure. Put that in parentheses because that's my area. And then times my height because that's how many layers tall it is. So 10 times 9 is 90. Times 8, Okay, I have 1 0. I'm going to place that 0 out here. 9 times 8 is 72. And so this locker has a volume of 72 cubic feet. Wow, it could fit quite a bit in there. Okay, so it is a large locker, and that's how much stuff can go inside. You're going to be able to, that's the amount of space that it has so that you can put lots of stuff in there. All right, let's go to the next one. If you did number 8, I'll go over that so it all stays on the same page. A storage locker is 15 feet long. Circle my 15, underline 15 feet long. Circle my 2 feet wide and 4 feet high. That's how tall it is. So I have length, width, and my height. I'll put my H over there. How many boxes that are 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 1 foot height can the locker fit? All right, well, let's take a look. This volume here is going to be 15 times 2 times 4. I'm going to put this in parentheses. So this volume will equal 30 times 4. And this will have a volume of 120 cubic feet. Well, the boxes are let's find out the volume of, this is going to be the storage. This is a storage locker. Now we need to get the volume of the boxes, because it says boxes are 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 1 foot high. So I'm going to put boxes here, and the volume of the boxes, it's 3 times 2 times 1. So 3 times 2 equals 6. Put that in parentheses. 6 times 1, volume equals 6. Now I need to divide. How many groups of 6? Because we wanted to find out how many are going to fit in there. 6 goes into 120. 6 goes into 12 2 times. That's 12. Bring down my 0. 6 goes into 0 0 times. 0 and 0. Wow, they can put in 20 boxes into this storage locker just by knowing the dimensions of the box. Pretty cool, right? I thought it was impressive. So go ahead and try that. If you haven't tried it, give it a shot, because this is that's 2-step. It's not hard. You just need to make sure that you find the volume of one, then find the volume of the other, and then take divide it, not take the difference, but divide it to see how many of those boxes can fit in. All right, let's go to number 9. Which expression shows, which expression shows how to find the volume of this prism shown below? Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 for my width. 7 is my length, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my height. I can also count it up here if you're wanting to. Okay, well, 7 times 5 is correct, but we don't add, so that's not correct. 7 times 5 times 4, well, what is 7 times 5? Because this is the same, isn't it? 7 times 5 is 35. That's my base. Times 4, which is my height. So that's a really strong possibility. Are we adding 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to be right, because times 5, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what happened to that's not even right, because you're not multiplying. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 28 times 5. Oops, nope, not even close. Kind of confusing. 7 plus 5 times 4. Nope, because we're not going to add. If that was multiplication, we could still do that because I can do I'm having to multiply all of those, but this is an addition, and we have to multiply that. So the answer is B. All right, so let's go next door to number 10. It says Jack builds a bird house like the one shown below. So he has the length, the width, and the height. What's the volume of the box? All right, got to multiply that out. So V equals length times width times height. V equals 8 times 16 times 12. All right. Oops, and there I am. So we need to figure out this one right here. So 16 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 4 is, so we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 128 times 12. Okay, so I'm going to do my multiplication here. 128 times 12. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. I'm going to put my 0 here, cross this out, cross that out. And I have 8, 2, and 1. And I have 6, 8, 9, 10, 13, 2, 4, 5, and 1. And I didn't leave myself any space. So there's my answer if you could see that. So the volume is 1,536 cubic centimeters. Make sure you leave yourself plenty of space. I didn't. I could have actually moved it over here. All right. So you were just doing multiplying everything out. Number 11. A rectangular cake pan has a length of 13 inches, a width of 9 inches, and a height of 3 inches. What is the volume of the cake pan? V equals length times width times height. So I have 13 times 9 times 3. 13 times 9, that's 27. Carry my 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So now I have 117. Well, it's 3 high. So that's 21. Carry. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. I almost said 1. 3 times 1 is 3. And so the volume of a cake pan, not band, but pan, is 351 cubic inches. Okay. Jada stores her winter clothes in a wooden chest with a base area, there we go, of 8 square feet. So they're already giving you the area of it. And the height is 2 feet. So how many cubic feet of space does the chest contain? So all we're going to do is we've already been given, so V equals base times height. The base is given, right? Base area. See that square? We said if you look down on the floor, you've got square tiles that are there. And so this is telling me that's the area. So I have 8 times 2. So my volume equals 16 cubic feet. All right. That was pretty simple there. Let's look at Malaya packs 2 small pictures, or 2 small suitcases, each with a length of 2 feet